when I teach leadership in my classes, I think a big portion of leadership is like the agile will succeed if you have the right leader at the helm. So what were your leadership learnings during this transformation?
Yes, the first thing which I had to realize is that there is no way I will be the smartest guy in the room just because someone gave me the title of CEO.
Yeah.
So the only reaction which was possible for me and natural for me was, let's not be afraid to say people that you don't know something. Yeah. And let's put yourself on the learning path, making mistakes, learning from the mistakes, speaking loudly about that, and coming back to, let's say, to the scene or to the work the day after in a little bit improved shape, etc. So for me, the leadership meant and means authenticity, openness, transparency, being able to speak and to be accountable not only in front of shareholders, in front of clients, but also in front of your own people, and go ahead with maximum level of communication with people.
There are several CEOs, there are several people that are leaders that are going through the same transformation. What advice would you have for them?
I would say the first one is, don't be afraid to take sometimes hard decisions. It's your skin in the game, but if you don't want to take hard decisions, don't take the position, right? For me, it's impossible to take the position of CEO and play a sort of risk-free role. That's not possible. Second, be yourself. I mean, people will very quickly realize if you are not authentic. They will see that you are playing a role. So be yourself, and all the goods and bads, with your sort of authentic expression of vulnerability here or there. You will deliver nothing without your team.
Yeah.
So treat your people as people, not as robots, and be sure that everyone understands where you and the company is heading to, because the knowledge and it must be very basic information, because everyone in the company needs to understand what is going on and where we are directing the future, into future. So be understandable in your communication and don't hesitate to communicate, because as I said at the beginning, if you communicate 3 times more than yesterday, it will be probably 3 times less than people expect from you.
Yeah, yeah. You might have had missteps. One misstep you would like to share and how you overcame that.
Yes. The first one was which I already mentioned. We decided to go ahead with 2 lighthouse stripes, and we didn't realize that those should be the most, I would say, simple in order to make sure that they will work, etc. And we picked up, the payment stripe, which is one of the most complex you can, you can imagine. But so there was a mistake. As I told you, we were transparent in saying, yeah, it happened. It's our mistake. It's nobody else's mistake. We will start only with 1. And what was at stake at that time was that the organization will not trust us, that we know what we do. And it was very hard, but the moment when we said it openly, just subscribe to the main principles of transparency, learning from mistakes, etc. If I should pick up another one, we were working on our solution for consumer lending, and we didn't realize quickly enough that we are making investments into technology which will be not fully fitting with the new core banking system and the new applications and the new databases, etc., etc. So we went to a moment where we realized, well, if it is not fitting, we need to write it off. And again, you must go out with this mistake. You are accountable to the shareholders. You are accountable to the main stakeholders. You are accountable to the team, etc. The write-off was not of any damaging amount, but there was a dead end which we discovered simply late. And that's another one which I would like to pick up, because, well, if we were more prudent in controls, in those checkpoints, we should have discovered that a bit earlier.
And so one of the challenges that I have seen in organizations, they try to do a lot, meaning they're trying to do everything. You are trying to focus your attention towards value and towards your customer. How do you ruthlessly prioritize the work that's being done? There are things that should not be done or will not be done because of certain reasons. How do you make that happen? Because people tend to not do that. They tend to try to do everything and end up doing nothing.
Yeah, I think that people sometimes, misinterpret what prioritization means. And it was somehow embedded in your question already. Prioritization to me doesn't mean that I have 50 different tasks and I'm just playing with ranking them from 1 to 50. But I say those 5 tasks are only those upon which I will put all my resources to achieve them, and those 45 will not be done. So the priority is the definition of what will not be done, not the definition of what will be done first. And it's one of the hardest exercises ever, because the organization also from the bottom to the up wants to bring more.
Yeah.
It's a very human nature, to get everything done. But if I should say one word, and I said that already, the simplification is the word which we wanted to achieve. We didn't want to be as complex as we used to be in the past, and we didn't want to be, let's say, all over the place with everything, because here the risk is that if you want to be everywhere, you are literally nowhere.
Yeah. A lot of great insights. Did you have mentors and coaches? And what was their impact on you?
Yes, in my career, when I have been building, step after step, there were important people. And in my youth, I was a soccer player, and I think between the age of 10 until the age of 18, I went through a pretty nice career as a soccer player, and I learned a lot from that. What does it mean to play in favor of the team? How do I reprioritize the interest of the team versus my own interest? What is the goal of the team? How do I make myself compatible with the others? What is my role in the team? What is my individual contribution? How am I accountable for this or that? Plenty of beautiful things which people can learn from sport, in my case from collective sport. There were coaches from whom I have learned, exactly the answers for all those questions which I have raised. Another one, when I was young, I was actively searching for a coach, someone who is able to give me the right questions and help me to find the answers. I also used more experienced people, if I may say, of my age as of today, who shared with me all the problems, the issues, the successes they went through during their careers. I tried to be attentively, listening to them and take what is there for me. One of the people with whom I have not spoken enough, I should have, and unfortunately I don't have the option anymore, it was my father. And here I need to say, if I may say to young people, speak with your father, speak with your parents until it is possible, because you can learn from them a lot. He was very successful in his work, and we have spent too little time discussing that. And I'm sure that he would be one of the sources of inspiration for me, and he was, in fact.